Welcome back to the new session of Human Health and Disease. Now, apart from the infectious disease, we are moving on to the next concept, which is called as immunity. Now, regarding the part of the immunity, so this is the immunity which is present in our body, where we also call it as the immune system. How our immune system will work, how our immune system will fight against the diseases is a part of the human immunity. Now, in this human immunity, we are going to study the definition of the immunity first, then types of immunity, where we are going to study two major different types of immunity. The first type is innate immunity, second type is acquired immunity. So, we are going to study the detailed account of these two different types of immunity. With this, let's look at the definition of immunity and later on we'll discuss the parts of immunity. Now, the heading comes immunity. Now here immunity refers to resistance of the body against diseases, or resistance of the body against diseases is termed to be immunity. Then we have one more type of defining immunity. So that's we'll look it. So immunity is resistance against diseases. So resistance against diseases is said to be immunity, or it can be also defined in another way also, where we define it as the ability of the host means human beings. Now the ability of the host to fight the disease causing organisms, to fight the disease causing organisms, and these disease causing organisms mainly they are conferred by the immune system, by the immune system. So immunity can be defined in these two ways. First way is resistance against diseases. So our body should possess resistance, so that our body should fight against various different types of diseases. Whatever the type of disease it might be, we produce an immune system. So that is one thing. Or in other words, it can be also defined as the ability of the host means we human beings, to fight the disease causing organisms. We call them as pathogens. Disease causing organisms are said to be pathogens conferred by the immune system. That means once if the pathogens comes in contact with our immune system, our body will fight against this, so that it kills the pathogens and prevents our body from getting disease. So this is what is said to be immunity. Then let's go to the types of immunity. In its types, there are two types of immunity. There are mainly two different types of immunity, out of which the first one is said to be innate immunity. So first one is a innate immunity, second one is a acquired immunity. Second is acquired immunity. Innate immunity is also called as inborn immunity, as the immunity is present by birth. Acquired is after exposure to the environment, when we come in contact with the pathogens. Now this innate immunity, this is also called as a non-specific immunity, or it is also called as a non-specific body defense also. So it forms a non-specific immunity. while acquired immunity is said to be specific immunity, right? So this is regarding the introductory part of the immunity. Now let's study in detail regarding the part of innate immunity as well as acquired immunity. So let's study them separately. Now first part is regarding the innate immunity. So what is innate immunity? So what is this inborn immunity? How this immunity protects us from harmful pathogens. So let us see the part of the innate immunity first. Okay, so the heading comes innate immunity. Now this innate immunity is also said to be what? Non-specific immunity, or it forms the non-specific body defense. What exactly it means? Non-specific ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? This immunity does not identify only the bacteria or a virus or a fungus, but instead of that, this immunity can identify any sort of pathogens, and it tries to prevent all these pathogens from getting entered into our body or from getting infected, right? So preliminary it protects the humans from getting infected. So that's why it forms the non-specific immunity, or we also call it as a non-specific body defense. ಯಾಕೆ ನಾನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, this type of innate immunity as it is present in our body by the time of birth. Now this immunity mainly it avoids all the pathogens from getting entered into our body. ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದಂಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದ. That's why it forms a non-specific. Second part, acquired is specific. It's very particular, where it produces antibodies. Acquired immunity produces antibodies that we are going to study it later. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಬಂದಾಗ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಒಂದು ಆಂಟಿಬಾಡಿ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಇರ್ತದ, ವೈರಸ್ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಒಂದು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಂಟಿಬಾಡಿ ಇರ್ತದ. ಸೊ that's why acquired immunity it forms the specific, because they are very particular. Here this type of immunity it is not particular, it is generalized. We call it as general immunity also, because it prevents any sort of pathogens from getting entered into our body, and even though if the pathogens enter into our body, it prevents from being affected, further affected. So further damage will be prevented by this defense mechanism. So that's why what we say is innate immunity forms the first and second line of body defense. So what are these first and second line? Let's see them. Okay, now here innate immunity it is called as the inborn immunity. It is inborn immunity. It is called as inborn immunity because this is the immunity which is present in our body by birth. ನಾವು ಹುಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದಲೇ ಇರುವಂತ immunity ಇದು. That's why innate immunity is also called as inborn immunity. The immunity that is present in our body by birth is said to be innate immunity. Okay, and it forms the non-specific body defense because the body defense is not particular. Our immune system is not particular, it is generalized, in which it tries to prevent the entry of any sort of pathogen into our body. Okay, now regarding the part of the innate immunity, we are going to study 4 different types here, out of which the first 2 will form the first line of body defense, the later 2 will form the second line of body defense. So let's see them one by one. The first one that we are going to study is regarding the physical barriers. Physical barriers. As the name says, physical barriers are those which physically prevent the entry of pathogens into our body. They physically prevent the entry of pathogens into our body. Okay, so this is what is said to be physical barrier. So it physically, or we can also say it as a mechanically, prevents the entry of pathogens into the body. This is what is said to be the physical barrier. Now, example for the physical barrier is a skin. Second example is a mucous membranes. Okay, now as we come across the part of the skin, skin comes in direct contact with the environment. All the dust particle, mud, whatever the thing it might be, it first falls on the skin. Now, as the skin is present, skin is impermeable for any material to enter into it. As a result, skin forms the first line of body defense, and this skin prevents the entry of pathogens into our body. Look at the part. The skin prevents the entry of pathogens to enter into our body, and hence it forms the physical barrier because it physically resists, it physically stops the entry of pathogens. Dust particle ಅಂತ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಡಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಬರೋದು ಸ್ಕಿನ್ನಿಗೆನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್. The mucous membranes are present in the lining of the respiratory tract, the GI tract, as well as the urinogenital tract. So here, mucous membranes, they are present in the lining of respiratory tract, gastrointestinal, and urinogenital tract. Look at this part. They are present in the lining of ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾವು ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್. ಈ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಾಗ ಕಫ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಟರಿ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಟರಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. ದ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲೈನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಟರಿ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್. ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಟರಿ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕು? ಟು ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್ ದ ಡಸ್ಟ್. ಡಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, so that the pathogen entry into the body is prevented. They are present in the lining of the respiratory tract, gastrointestinal tract, our GI tract, ಅನ್ನನಾಳ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, and urinogenital tract, because chance of getting entered into the body of pathogen is more. Apart from the skin ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ಸು ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ ಫಿಸಿಕಲಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥವು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾವೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಡಿದು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾವೆ. Okay, so this forms what? The first line of body defense. Okay, so in the last line we are going to write it. It forms the first line of body defense. So it forms the first line of body defense. ಯಾಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? Because initially it prevents by physical barriers so that the pathogen should not enter into our body, right? So this is regarding the part of the physical barriers. Now let's go to the second one. Second one is a physiological barrier. Physiological barriers are those in which there are secretion of certain chemicals by which the pathogens can be prevented to enter into our body. Physiological barriers are those in which the chemicals are produced so that the pathogen entry into our body has to be prevented. That's why we call such type as a physiological barrier. Okay, you can write that point. Now directly we'll go to the examples. So what are the examples of a physiological barrier? So physiological barriers are those where they secrete certain chemicals through which the immunity is brought about. Now first one is acid in stomach. acid in stomach. So stomach contains acid. Which acid? Hydrochloric acid, HCl. As HCl is highly acidic, where its pH is around 1.5, it kills a lot of bacteria which enters into the body either through the food or through orally, right? So this is one thing. So acid in stomach, HCl irradi, it kills bacteria. Then the second example is saliva in mouth. Saliva in mouth. Mouth consists of saliva. That saliva consists of a lytic enzyme called as a lysosome. Okay, it can consist of an enzyme lysosome. Okay. Now this lysosome, it mainly what it does is it produces certain lytic enzymes by which it kills the bacteria. So that's why saliva contains lysosome, because mouth comes in direct contact with the environment. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ whenever you will be moving onto the roadsides, ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ಸಲ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ when the dust comes, dust falls in the mouth. Okay, and during that time what happens, the pathogens may enter into our oral cavity. So that's why oral cavity contains lysosomes, where it has certain lytic enzymes through which it kills the microorganisms. Then apart from this, tears in eyes. So these tears, they also contain the lysosomes. These lysosomes, again, they are lytic enzymes where it kills the bacteria, because the dust may fall into the eyes. Okay, so that's why tears in the eyes, they also contain certain lysozymes through which the bacteria are killed. Right. Then apart from that, we have one more additional example called as a earwax, which is produced from ceruminous glands. Now, acid in stomach is HCl, saliva and tears. They produce chemicals called as lysosomes, and earwax, mainly this is the wax which is secreted in the ear with the help of ceruminous gland. Because of the secretion of this earwax, ear becomes little bit oily. It traps the dust particle, because ear comes in direct contact with the environment. When it traps the dust particle, then ultimately dust along with the pathogen is also trapped, so that further infection is prevented or stopped. Okay, so this is regarding the part of a physical and physiological barrier, where it forms a first line of body defense. So here this also forms the first line of body defense. That means physical barrier and physiological barrier, they form the first line. ಯಾಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಹಂತ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಪ್ಯಾಥೋಜನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ತಡೆಗಟ್ತಾವ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇವನು ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಇಟ್ ನಾವು. ಇದನ್ನು ಮೀರಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ಅದೇ ಅಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ BSF, ಬಾರ್ಡರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ. ಯಾವುದೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರಬಾರ್ದು. ಇವು ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮಿನರಿ ಹಂತ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಪ್ರಿವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ ಪ್ಯಾಥೋಜನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮಿನರಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾಥೋಜನ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದಂಗೆ. ಲುಕ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಬಾಡಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿದಾಗ ಹೆಂಗದ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಹಂತ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅವರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೋ ದ ಪ್ಯಾಥೋಜನ್ ಸೋ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬಾಡಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಬಾಡಿ ಫಿಸಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ರು ಸೆನ್ಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ರು ದೇ ಮೈಟ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಹೈಲಿ ಇಮ್ಯುನೇಟೆಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಮ್ಯೂನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೈತಿ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ resistant against disease depend ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದ. So that's why the first two forms the first line of body defense. So we'll move on to the next part. Second line of body defense of the innate immunity only. So of the innate immunity, we are moving on to the second line of body defense. So innate immunity, it has four different types. First one is physical barrier. Second one is physiological barrier. Third one is cellular barriers, and fourth one is cytokine barriers. So all these will come under the part of innate immunity only. Now third one is cellular barriers. Third one is cellular barriers. It means that in our body it has different types of cells like PMNL neutrophils, polymorphonuclear leukocytes ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. They are the type of WBC cells. These cells are involved in our body immunity, right? So cellular barriers. Cellular barriers are those in which a particular type of cells are involved in the immune system. So that is the definition. So cellular barrier is that condition in which cells are involved in the body immune system. So they also help in the immunity. Then what does it includes? It includes certain different types of leukocytes like PMNL neutrophils ಅಂತನೂ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So polymorphonuclear leukocytes ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Then apart from that, in the blood we have two different types of cells. One is NK cells, natural killer cells. Second one is not macrophage, monocytes and karithi. Monocytes are the types of WBCs. They are present in the blood, which prevents us from the bacteria. Then in the tissues, like the areolar connective tissue, we have a cell called as a macrophage that helps in engulfment of the pathogens. Okay, so this is how the immunity is brought about. Now here, in the part of the cellular barriers, this cellular barrier mainly it includes certain types of leukocytes, or we call it as a WBCs, like certain types of WBCs, leukocytes. These are involved in the body defense mechanism of our body. Like such type of cells, where we call them as a PMNL neutrophils. Okay, so PMNL, it refers to PMNL, it refers to polymorphonuclear leukocytes. So neutrophils are the types of WBC cells where it is involved in body defense mechanism, right? So these PMNL neutrophils, they will identify the pathogen and it will just kill it. Okay, so these are the cells which are involved. Then the other examples that comes under this type of body defense mechanism is monocytes and natural killer cells. Monocytes and natural killer, they are also called as NK cells. So monocytes along with the natural killer cells, so they are type of lymphocytes. These are the type of lymphocytes. Okay, so here monocytes and NK cells, natural killer cells, they are present in the blood and it brings about the immunity. So in the blood, then the last example is regarding the macrophages. In tissues. So here macrophages in tissues, what they will do, ಹಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. PMNL neutrophils, they will identify the pathogen and they will kill by secreting certain chemicals. Similarly, monocytes and macrophages ಎರಡು ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ? Now here we are writing here monocytes and macrophages are phagocytic. These are phagocytic cells. Phagocytic means they are involved in engulfment of the pathogens. They are phagocytic cells, they are involved in engulfment of the pathogen. Hang engulfment ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು. Suppose if there is a monocyte cell here or a macrophage cell. Monocyte is present in the blood, macrophage is present in the tissue. Remember this is an objective question which will be certainly asked. ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರ name the phagocytic cell which is present in the tissues. Tissues ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ you have to write the macrophage cells. Areolar connective tissue ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ರಿ which you have already studied in the first PU. Animal tissues ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬಂದದ ಅದು. Connective tissue ಒಳಗಡೆ loose connective tissue, areolar and adipose ಅಂತ ಕಲ್ತೀರಿ. In the areolar connective tissue, you just see there are macrophage cells. ಈ macrophage cells, they are phagocytic, engulfment ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Okay, because that areolar connective tissue is present beneath the skin. Skin ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು ಅದು. As a result, the macrophage engulfing cells ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. Monocytes, they are present in the blood. ನೆನಪಿರಲಿ, monocytes and NK cells, they are present in the blood. Blood ನಾಗ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. Macrophages, they are present in the tissues, especially areolar connective tissue. So their number is abundant. Now monocytes and macrophages, they are phagocytic, engulfing cells. So let us take this as a monocyte or a macrophage cell. ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತದ? Suppose if there is a pathogen, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು pathogen ಐತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಣ. It will identify. ಇದನ್ನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ this will produce a pseudopodia like structure. ಈ ರೀತಿ pseudopodia opening ತಗೊಳ್ತದ. Then this microorganism, if it is a bacteria, let us take it as a bacteria, that bacteria is engulfed into the cell ಒಳಗಡೆ ತಗೊಳ್ತದ. Then what will happen? ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ when the bacteria enters here, the cell will produce chemicals and those chemicals will kill the pathogen. ಆ pathogen kill ಮಾಡೋದು. Okay, it gets digested and it is killed. Then after this what happens? This cell killed pathogens na ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. Killed pathogen is removed outside. That means our cell do not keep any dead body into it. Okay, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆಡ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೆಲ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕಿಬಿಡೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟೇಕ್. The second step is called as digestion, means it digests and kills. The third step is called as egestion, means removal of the waste. Right? Ingestion, digestion, egestion and karidivu. So these are the three steps of a phagocytic cell and the process is said as phagocytosis. Engulfment of a pathogen by a phagocytic cell is said to be phagocytosis. This is the process, right? Now this forms the second line of body defense. So right below it forms the second line of body defense in the barcode, because this will be asked for a short notes. Now the parts which we are discussing here, anyone can be asked for a 2 or a 3 mark level question. ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ 2-3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ದಾಗ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. 1.5 ಈ ರೀತಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್, ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್. ನೆನಪಿರಲಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ 2 first line of body defense ಆಗ್ತಾವೆ. Next 2 third and fourth cellular and cytokine barriers. Okay, that we are discussing now. It forms the second line of body defense. So write the statement below. It forms the second line of body defense. Okay. So with these cellular barriers, let's go to the last one. Last one is cytokine barrier. Cytokine barrier is that in which there are production of certain substances like that of interferons. Example for this is interferons. These interferons, they are produced by the cells that will come in contact with the pathogens and it stops their multiplication. So that's why what we say is for the interferons, these are the definition follows in such a way that, so interferons, these are antiviral substances that disrupts viral multiplication. So interferons are the antiviral substances that disrupts, means that stops the viral multiplication. Now this statement is most important. It is an objective question. What are interferons ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ write the definition. Name the antiviral substances produced in body immunity ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ interferons. This is an objective question for the NEET. So which is the antiviral substance amongst the following and here the answer will be interferons. Okay, now how these interferons will work, right? Now suppose if there is a cell, in the cell when a virus enters the cell, the main function of the virus is to multiply in the cell. Virus multiply ಆಕೋತ ಹೋಗ್ತಾವ. When the virus enters into the cell, then ultimately what happens is the cell gets affected. Now this cell, it produces certain chemicals on its outer part, where it produces certain chemicals. These chemicals are said to be interferons. Now what they will do is, beside this cell there will be one more cell. The main function of the virus is to multiply. After multiplication, it will burst out the cell. Then later on, these viruses are released outside, and these viruses, when it comes to the neighboring cells and when it starts to affect or infect the cell, then these interferons will come in the middle and it stops the entry of the virus into the cell, into the host cell. Host cell ಒಳಗಡೆ enter ಆಗೋದು stop ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ. Okay, then that's why what we say, look at the definition. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ definition ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. Interferons, these are antiviral substances that disrupt ಅಂದ್ರೆ that stops. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವೈರಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೈತೆ, ಆ ಸೆಲ್ ಇದ್ದದ ಆನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಔಟರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಫೆರಾನ್ಸ್. ಈ ಇಂಟರ್ಫೆರಾನ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ ಅಂತಂದ್ರ, ಈ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ವೈರಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಸೆಲ್ ಬರ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೈ. ದೆನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೈರಸ್ಗಳು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ ಅಂತಂದ್ರ, ನೇಬರಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಈ ಇಂಟರ್ಫೆರಾನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ಅಡ್ ನಿಲ್ತಾವ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದಂಗ. ಅಡ್ ನಿಂತಾಗ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಕತಿ, ವೈರಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ವೈರಸ್ ಹಂಗೆ ಕಿಲ್ ಆಗ್ತತಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಕತಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಅವಾಗ ಈ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋಫೇಜ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಬಂದು ಇದನ್ನ ನುಂಗ್ತಾವ. ಲುಕ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್. ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋಫೇಜ್ ಸೆಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎನ್ಗಲ್ಫ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾಥೋಜನ್ ಅದು ಬಂದು ನುಂಗ್ತದ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕೂಡ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ. ಒಗ್ಗಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಲವಿದೆ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾವ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಅವರ್ ಇಮ್ಯೂನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಮ್ಯೂನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ನಿಂದು ವೈರಸ್ ನಿಂದು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತ ಕೂಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾವ. Right, so all together will function. So that's why you are so healthy. Understood? Okay, so this is how they work. So this is regarding the part of the interferons, right? So along with this we have one more additional point. Additional point is a inflammatory response. It is an additional example for this which is not given in your NCERT. So inflammatory response. Inflammation is burning sensation. This will be asked for the NEET part, right? Inflammation is burning sensation ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ, right? Then the inflammatory responses, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಹೈಲಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಮೇಬಲ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರ ವಿಚ್ ಕ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ಫೈರ್ ಸೂನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಇನ್ಫ್ಲಮೇಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್. ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗ್ತದ, ಅದ್ರ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. Now whenever you fall on the ground, ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನೆಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ರಸ್ತೆ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಜರದ್ ಬಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋನು, ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಟೇರ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಜುರಿ ಆಗ್ತದ. ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಇಂಜುರಿ ಆಗ್ತದ ಅಥವಾ ಟೇರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತದ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದ, ಬಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ತೋರಿಸತಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇನ್ಫ್ಲಮೇಟರಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಹಿಯರ್ pain. So initially what happens to the inflammatory response here? So mainly we observe the pain, then swelling, then redness, then irritation, and this irritation is also called as burning sensation. So whenever we fall on the ground surface, then the body shows all these responses as that of the pain, swelling, redness and heat. Hangidre idra meaning eno? When we fall, then ultimately skin gets ruptured. When the skin gets ruptured, then there will be initially slight pain, ball slight irtada. Then slight swelling, first slight swelling, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಬಾವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ದೆನ್ ರೆಡ್ನೆಸ್, ಐರೆ ರೆಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದ. ದೆನ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇರಿಟೇಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಬರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್, ಉರಿತಿರ್ತದ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀರದು ಹಚ್ಚಿರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೂ ಡಿಟಾಲ್ ಹಚ್ಚೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲ ಬರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಉರಿತಿರ್ತದ. ಹಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದ ಬಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ, ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಫಾಲ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್, ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ರಪ್ಚರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತದಂತೆ. When skin gets cut, then it becomes a direct entry of the pathogens into the blood. Directly blood ದಾಗ ಹೋಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಭಾಳ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಬಾಡಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೈತೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ಪೇನ್, ಸ್ವೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ರೆಡ್ನೆಸ್, ಹೀಟ್. ಯಾಕೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪೇನ್, ಸ್ವೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ದೆನ್ ರೆಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಮ್ಯೂನ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಗೋಸೈಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ NK ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಜಾಗ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ತೋರಿಸಿದಾಗ ಇದು ಅಲಾರಾಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಗ. ಏನ್ ಅಲಾರಾಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಗ? ಬೆಂಕಿ ಎತ್ತೈತಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿ ಅಂತಂದ. ಇದ್ರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಫೈರ್ ಬ್ರಿಗೇಡ್ ಬೆಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಂಡದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಎತ್ತೈತಿ. ಹಂಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ತೋರ್ಸಾಕತ್ತ ಅಂತಂದ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾಥೋಜನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಬಹಳ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗತೈತಿ. ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್, ಬಾಡಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ ತೋರ್ಸತ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಆಲ್ ದ ಇಮ್ಯೂನ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಸ್, ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋಫೇಜ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ NK ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ ಕಡೆ ರಶ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾಥೋಜನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್, ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಹಂಗಿದ್ರ ನಾವು ಬಿದ್ದಿರುವಂತ ಜಾಗ, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಯಾರು ಬೀಳೋ ಟೈಮ್ನಾಗ ಯಾರು ಸ್ವಚ್ಛ ಜಾಗ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೀಳ್ತಿರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. unknowingly we fall down. So that's why body should show all these response so that our body should be safe and no pathogen should enter into our body. Even though if it enters, it should not cause any harm or at least less harm to the body. So that is the main characteristic feature of the body response. Now write the last line here. It forms second line of body defense. It forms the second line of a body defense. So cellular barrier and cytokine barrier, they form the second line of body defense because after the primary or the first line of body defense, they will come into action. First line of body defense ಗೆ ತಡೆಗಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಂತದ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ತಡೆಗಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅದ, which is the last line of body defense, right? So this is regarding the part of the innate immunity, and this completes the part of the innate immunity. And remember the first and the second line of body defense, which are most important here, right? So with these different types of immunity, we are going to end up the session today, and we'll continue with the next session in the coming class. Thank you.